Now we are starting from verse 30. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذ قال ربك للملائكة إني جاعل في الأرض خليفة. And let them know, tell them, when your Lord said to the angels, I am going to make an independent being on earth. Now, the first thing to understand here is that the Almighty is saying that the people whom the Quran was addressing, those who didn't believe as yet, the Almighty says that why is it that you are not accepting this message? Don't you know the scheme of this life? O Prophet, tell them about this story in order for them to know what the scheme, grand scheme of life of the Almighty is. And then he goes on to say that uh, your Lord said to the angels, Inni jailun fil ardi khalifa. I have decided to make a khalifa, an independent being who is going to take decisions on its own. That's what I mentioned in the earlier presentation. That's what God's uh, plan was. Uh, an independent being who would decide no matter what, whether it goes in line with God's expectations or goes against his expectations. The Khalifa is going to be the king, the sovereign, the decision maker. Uh, that's what the Almighty mentioned to the angels. And he said, that's what I'm planning to do. So what happened? قالوا أتجعل فيها من يفسد فيها ويسفك الدماء. They responded, are you going to create therein those who are going to create mischief and shed each other's blood? That was the response of the angels. So, the angels, they feared that this Khalifa that the Almighty is planning to create is going to be a disaster. There's going to be mischief on earth. Why? Because they knew that the plan entails that there's going to be freedom allowed to them. They'll not be, we angels will not be able to stop them. They'll do whatever they would choose to. They will not be able to see God. So they'll come to this world, they'll have desires, they'll have ego, and they'll do whatever they would want to with carefree abandon. So this is what they feared. And also, probably, they had the example of jinns who were already there before them. So they were not they were not particularly impressed by what the jinns were doing. So the angels they said that God, why are you doing it? I mean, you're going to make beings, creatures, who are going to create evil. Uh, and they also said, وَنَحْنُ نُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِكَ وَنُقَدِّسُ لَكَ. And you know us, you know our conduct. We glorify your praise and we proclaim your holiness. We're worshiping you. We are chanting your praise all the time. This is what we are doing. So this was a subtle suggestion, indication of the power of the angels that, oh God, why are you doing it? Why could we not be the ones who should be given that status? I mean, why that role is not being provided to us? Why them? Uh, the Almighty responded, Ala inni alamu ma la ta'lamun. He said, I know what you don't know. Now, in this response, there are 2 points to be noted. The angels are not snubbed. The Almighty is not saying, how dare you ask this question? Who are you? You are my servants. But he did not do that. He only pointed out that, look here, I know what you don't know. Now, what it means is, what it indicates is that when you are talking about God and his scheme and his plans, there is no harm in questioning. Unless you question, how are you going to understand? So, God could have said, get lost. How dare you ask this question? You've disappointed me. No, he didn't say that. He said, you know what? I know what you don't know. In other words, I'll let you know what it is. And the question was allowed to be asked, and it was presented in the Quran. Why would God present it in the Quran for it to be recited, if not to make it clear that God wants us to use our intellect and to question and to not be satisfied with a presentation which doesn't make sense. But the other thing that the other aspect of this response of the Almighty is that he told the angels that, look here, your information is incomplete. Your problem is understandable. You have a point. I'm not saying what you're saying is rubbish, but you don't have full information. So when you will have full information about my scheme, you'll understand what I'm doing. So let's move on. Next verse. وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ الْأَسْمَاءَ كُلَّهَا. And he taught Adam names, all of them. That is, he, the Almighty, in order to help the angels understand, he arranged for Adam, the first human, to know the names of uh, people. I'll talk about what are those names. But he says he taught Adam names, kullaha, all of them. ثم عرضهم على الملائكة. Then he presented them before the angels. That is, he presented those whose names were taught. So these were the names of good humans that were presented to the angels through Adam. Now, name also includes sometime, if the context allows, some details to help you understand. A name could include your CV, who you are, what has been your performance. So the angels had this fear that there's going to be mischief on earth, and they were not wrong. We know that there is mischief on earth and humans are killed. But the Almighty is showing them the other side of this life. And through Adam, he introduces some of the most outstanding humans, most certainly the prophets and other great people, who, despite the same freedom, are going to do well, would exercise their freedom, their choice making in the right, judicious, proper manner. So God presented through Adam first their names, their details. ثُمَّ عَرَضَهُمْ عَلَى الْمَلَائِكَةِ. Then he presented them before the angels. Now, this mention of aradahum, presented them, this pronoun hum can only be used for those who are intelligent beings. God knows why and how many people came to believe that God taught Adam a lot of information, knowledge of the entire universe, this world, the mountains, the stars, the oceans, physics, chemistry, etc. Not at all. That was not the problem. That was not what angels were saying. The angels were saying that these people are going to turn out to be evil. They're going to cause mischief on earth. So, in order to respond to this claim, objection, He presented the angels with the names of some outstanding humans and presented them before the angels. فَقَالَ أَنْبِئُونِي بِأَسْمَاءِ هَؤُلَاءِ. And then he said, tell me their names, in kuntum sadiqin, if you are really truthful. That is, if you are truthful in your claim that what I've presented as a master plan of creating Khalifa on earth, if it's not making sense, if it's going to be a disaster, if you are right in your claim, then let me know what the names are. So what it means is that probably you know everything, but the fact is that you don't know. You don't even know them. And you made this comment. So the Almighty asked them, uh, and they responded in the next verse. It says, قَالُوا سُبْحَانَكَ لَا عِلْمَ لَنَا إِلَّا مَا عَلَّمْتَنَا. They replied, you are free from all errors. Subhanaka. You have no weaknesses. You have no flaws. La ilma lana illa ma allamtana. We only know what you have taught us. That is, we never challenged your decision. We never thought that you could be wrong. We just had this curiosity. We didn't understand. We were puzzled, you know. So we asked you, but we know that you know everything and we know nothing. We know only what you have taught us. And beyond that, we have no further knowledge. So if you're asking us about these names of these humans, you have no idea. Inna kantal alimul hakim. You indeed are the one who is knowledgeable and fully wise. Uh, and obviously, we know that your decisions cannot be wrong. Qala ya Adam. He said, that is, the Almighty said, O Adam, ambihum bi asma'ihim. Tell them their names. That is, their details, who these people are, what exactly are they going to do, what is going to be their behavior, their traits, their personality, their achievements. Tell them. فَلَمَّا أَنْبَأَهُمْ بِأَسْمَائِهِمْ. So when he informed them about their names, قَالَ, he said, أَلَمْ أَقُلْ لَكُمْ. Did I not tell you, إِنِّي أَعْلَمُ غَيْبَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ, that I know the unseen realities, غَيْبَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ, of the heavens and the earth. That is, I know what is apparent, and I know what is hidden. I know what is seen, and I know what is unseen. I know the wisdom behind it. So my knowledge is complete. And therefore, when I undertake a project, a mission, I do it for good reasons. And I know what you are disclosing, what is apparent, and what you were concealing. I know that you were concealing, hiding in your heart, this thought that you were wondering, why is it that we weren't given that position? So I know everything. So this response of the Almighty is what caused the angels to get the point, to understand. So in a nutshell, what happened was that when the Almighty presented his master plan of creating humans, the angels to begin with were reluctant to feel comfortable about it. And the idea was that because the initial information that they had was led them to believe that these humans are going to be given full freedom and they're going to misuse it. And they're going to cause mischief on earth, do evil things, cause harm to others, and would threaten the lives, the property, the honor of people. And they will kill each other. And they were not wrong. God responded to this uh, question, objection, by saying, and if I paraphrase what the Almighty said, he said that, look here, you're not wrong. I'm not claiming that what you're saying is incorrect. But you know what your problem is? You have looked at only one side of the picture. And that is why you are kind of baffled. You are, in a sense, protesting. If you were aware of the other side of the picture, then you would know why I'm doing it. The other side of the picture is that this freedom, all important freedom, while on the one hand is going to be misused by many humans, on the other hand, the same freedom is going to be used, employed properly in an excellent manner by some others. That is what the purpose of life is. This life is a trial, and in this trial, some are going to fail, others are going to succeed. The most important feature of this trial is, as I said earlier, freedom. We are free to do, free to think, free to do. Obviously, this freedom is restricted by society, but whatever freedom we can exercise is where we are being tried. So when the angels came to learn about the complete story, they understood it. What I would like to add to it is, and it really has to do with a question that was asked towards the last question that was asked. Uh, the paradise is going to be given as a reward to the people who will exercise their freedom judiciously and properly. But this freedom is a double-edged sword. It can be misused. And this life of ours is a life of trial where we are all being tested and have been given an opportunity to perform as best as we can. And we all know that this life is temporary. It's going to come to an end anytime. Here, we have been asked to understand the truth as best as we can, to be honest, intellectually honest, and morally upright, and keep understanding and looking for the truth. Because this is a tremendous opportunity to avail, to be able to succeed in the next life. There is no there is no limit on the extent one can achieve in success of the next life. Likewise, obviously, there are dangers, there are problems, pitfalls, challenges, and that's what put together the trial of this life is all about. So it was just I didn't plan it. It was and there's nothing accidental in this life. The Almighty enabled the two lectures to be together in such a way that they're probably complementing each other. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي